Hello everybody, this is Elliott from ETJ English. That's Elliott with 2 T's, by the way. Recently, a few days ago, I posted a video on my Instagram and I asked my students, please tell me some words that you find really difficult to pronounce in British English. So I received about 160 words and I've chosen 10. Well, there's actually 11, but 10 is just a better number, which I'm going to help you today to pronounce, which should be difficult for a few of you. Maybe they're easy for some of you, I'm sorry if they are. But let's get straight to the list. And the first word I want to start with today is the word literally. Literally. Now in British English, we do this thing called elision. And elision is when we remove a sound from a word, technically just to make it easier and because it's just something we're used to doing. Much easier for us just to say literally. Literally. Example sentence. I literally saw you 3 minutes ago. I literally saw you 3 minutes ago. Number 2, similar situation, we have the word exactly. And this is how I pronounce it, exactly. Firstly, the first thing to notice is it begins with an I sound, I. So that pair with the E, we don't want E, we want I. Exactly. Exactly. So again, something we're doing here is we're removing a T because it's much easier to pronounce it as exactly. Now some people, yes, they still do pronounce it with the T and they will say exactly. That's more of a traditional way of saying it, but I teach modern British pronunciation. This is how most people I know, this is how I pronounce it, exactly. Example sentence, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Number 3, these two words often get confused. I have so many messages about these words. We have the word walk and we have the word work. The first one I want to talk about is work. Now this sound is actually a long vowel sound, the sound. So the mouth is relaxed. We just kind of leave it open like we're breathing. And the tongue should be kind of floating in the middle of the mouth, very relaxed. And the sound we should be making is Imagine you're sat next to your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever, and they fart. They do a really disgusting fart, right? And it stinks, really smells. Now my natural reaction would be to make this sound. So what we're doing is the mouth is relaxed, the tongue just floats in the middle of the mouth. That's a more relaxed version of it. So now try it with the w. Work. Work. And now the walk, it's more of a round shape with the mouth. The tongue is the same height, so it's in the middle of the mouth, but it's going back towards the throat. Walk. Walk. Now try, I walk to work on Thursday. I walk to work on Thursday. So remember, or, round mouth, tongue back, relaxed mouth, kind of sitting in the middle of the mouth with the tongue. Next, we have the word through. So I hear this pronounced in many different ways. I hear through, I hear through, so many different ways. Now what we need to do, if you should know how to pronounce the TH sound if you've been watching my videos. I've done a video about this also. Tongue goes between the teeth, okay? Th. And what we need to do is we don't want a gap. We don't want a th-r. We need it to go straight from th into a into an oo. Through. So let your tongue kind of curl like that between the teeth and let the tongue curl back. Through. Through. And the mouth gets round. Through. And we don't want thr and we don't want thr. Through. We want through. Okay? Relax. It's the big thing about pronunciation. So for example, we've been through thick and thin. We've been through thick and thin. It's a good little tongue twister to practice the TH sound. If you've been through thick and thin with someone, that means that you've had you've got a really good relationship with someone, you've been through difficult times, you've been through good times, and you've still stayed together. Okay, we've been through thick and thin. Number 5, thoroughly. Thoroughly. So we need to understand the difference between and Schwa is the second one. The first one is the sound. The tongue is a little bit lower in the middle of the mouth. Th. Then we need to do a r, and then we go into a schwa sound, which the tongue raises a little bit higher. Compare these two. Thoroughly. 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 Please check my homework thoroughly. Please check my homework thoroughly. The next is a common one that I get asked about many, many times, and it's sixth. So I just want you to imagine, how do you say fourth? How do you say fifth? I want you to just do the same. So I want you to go sixth, sixth. So you have to go from the k to then pushing your tongue between your teeth and releasing the th sound. Sixth, sixth. Now don't worry about doing it the old-fashioned way. Nobody really does it. If I'm talking fast, I'm not going to say sixth, because that's just too much happening with my mouth. Much easier for me to say, for example, this is my 6th time in England. This is my 6th time in England. Okay, that's how most people will pronounce it in southern England. Next word. Do we say schedule or do we say schedule? Now, the old-fashioned RP English way of pronouncing it would definitely be schedule. This is how you'll hear it on the BBC News. Let's just practice that. Schedule. 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 Now, in England, we have this thing that's happening called the Americanization of English. Well, that's what people are calling it. And it's because, we have so many people watching things like the Kardashians and all this, American TV. And what we're doing is we're picking up American sounds in our speech. Now, we're never going to start sounding like Americans, but we are picking up the pronunciation of particular words. And this is one of those words where in southern England now, a lot of people are just saying schedule, schedule, schedule. And in my opinion, it's entirely up to you. If the rest of your sounds are British, then it doesn't matter if you say it like this, okay? Schedule or schedule, up to you. So this sentence I'm going to say twice, once with ske and once with she. I have a very tight schedule. Or, I have a very tight schedule. Okay, so it's up to you. Next, very popular one in the comments on my Instagram, entrepreneur. So there's a few difficult things happening here. We've got this O sound at the beginning. On. Tra. So you need to get that tongue moving. So we've got two schwa sounds. Tra, pra, ner. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, that's kind of a difficult one. Now, the last one, I think, is a lot of my students have struggled with this one. We're going back to that sound. So remember, your friend farted, it stinks. Okay, tongue in the middle of the mouth, relaxed mouth. G at the beginning. G. We need to finish with something called a dark L. I'm not going to explain what that is now, but it's not the L that you'd hear in a word like yellow. We don't move the tongue like that. L. This time, we're creating a round shape, almost like a W sound. And the tongue's going up and curling back a little bit. Girl. Girl. For example, my girlfriend. My girlfriend. So I make videos every Thursday, and next week I want to do a video again about some common British English expressions. Now, I'm a pronunciation teacher, so I want to focus on how we pronounce them in everyday phrases. This is where you come in. I want you to tell me, what topic do you want me to make a video about? So what expressions, what situations do you want expressions for? Do you want expressions for saying goodbye to people? Do you want expressions for work? what do you want expressions for? So if you can write in the comments below, that would be fantastic, and I'll start planning that video very soon. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell button to get notifications when I release my videos. Instagram, I post videos daily, so please check that out. Facebook, Twitter, all of that lovely stuff. And I will see you next Thursday in my next pronunciation lesson. Cheers, guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye.